Hi everyone, I'm Michelle and welcome to my channel. If you're here, you're probably in one of three categories. Category one, you're curious about life coaching and want to know what the heck it actually is. Category two, you've been stuck in the same patterns for way too long and you're tired of it. Or category three, you accidentally clicked on this video while scrolling and now you're too lazy to leave. Whichever it is, welcome. I'm glad you're here. So, let me tell you a little bit about what this channel is and what we're going to talk about. Because, spoiler alert, this is not your typical manifest your dreams with positive vibes kind of content. I'm not going to tell you to wake up at 5 a.m. I'm not going to sell you a course on becoming a millionaire. And I'm definitely not going to pretend that a vision board is going to solve all of your problems. What I am going to do is talk about real stuff, the messy, uncomfortable, why is adulting so hard stuff that nobody else wants to address. We're going to talk about trauma, ADHD, feeling stuck, overthinking everything, boundaries, family drama, and why you keep saying you'll start on Monday, but you never do. Sound fun? Great. Let's dive in. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about what life coaching actually is. Because I think a lot of people have some very interesting ideas about what coaches do. Some people think life coaching is just someone telling you that you're special and you're awesome and you can do anything if you believe in yourself hard enough. And no, that's a pep talk. You can get that for free from your mom. Some people think life coaching is therapy. It's not. Therapy is amazing. And if you need therapy, please go to therapy. But coaching is different. Therapy often focuses on healing and the past and understanding why you are the way you are. Coaching focuses on where you are now and where you want to go. So we're not doing deep dives into the past. We're not doing psychoanalysis here. We're figuring out what's keeping you stuck and how to actually move forward. Some people think life coaching is for people who have their lives together and just want to optimize. Also, no. Life coaching is for people who are stuck, people who are struggling, people who keep trying to figure things out on their own and it's not working. So, what is life coaching? It's having someone in your corner who helps you see what you can't see on your own. Someone who holds you accountable when motivation fades. Someone who asks the hard questions you'd never ask yourself. It's part strategy, part support, part, hey, you're doing that thing again. It's someone who won't let you get away with your usual excuses. Someone who cares about your results, not just your feelings. And yeah, sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes you're going to leave a session feeling called out, but you're also going to leave with clarity, a plan, and someone who's not going to let you quit on yourself. That's what coaching is. So, let me tell you a little bit about me and why I became a life coach. So, I work with people from all walks of life, but I specialize in working with people who have trauma backgrounds and people with ADHD, along with wellness coaching. I also have ADHD, so I understand a lot about it. And I was diagnosed not that long ago, so I spent my whole life not even realizing that I had it. So I understand what it's like when traditional advice doesn't work for you, when everyone's just telling you to just stay organized, but your brain doesn't work that way. Or when people say just let it go, but you're carrying trauma that makes it impossible. When you're trying to follow all the productivity advice, but you're just exhausted and overwhelmed and nothing seems to stick. I get it because I've been there. And I've worked with enough people to know that one size fits all solutions don't actually fit anyone. What works for someone with a neurotypical brain might not work for someone with ADHD and probably won't. What works for someone who had a stable childhood might not work for someone who spent years just trying to survive. So, my approach is simple: figure out what works for you, not for everyone else, for you. your brain, your history, your life, your goals, and then we build strategies around that, not the other way around. My style is warm but direct. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear just to make you feel better. But I'm also not going to be harsh or judgmental. I'm going to be honest and supportive and sometimes funny, because if we can't laugh at how ridiculous life is, what's the point? I believe that you're not broken. You're not too much. You're not behind. You just need support that actually meets you where you are. And that's what I'm here to provide. All right, so what can you expect from this channel? We're going to talk about all the stuff that keeps you stuck, the patterns you can't break, the lies you tell yourself, the ways you get in your own way without even realizing it. We're going to talk about accountability and why you keep saying you'll do things, but then you don't, and why motivation is overrated and what actually creates change. We're going to talk about boundaries, how to set them and how to enforce them, and why it's so hard to do both, especially with family. We're going to talk about overthinking because if you're here, you probably spend way too much time in your own head analyzing things that don't need to be analyzed. We're going to talk about trauma, how it shows up in your present, even when you think you've dealt with it, and how to actually heal instead of just managing. We're going to talk about ADHD and how to work with your brain instead of constantly fighting against it. We're going to talk about why you can't Google your way out of your problems, why self help books aren't enough, and why you probably need actual help even though you don't want to admit it. We're going to talk about rest and burnout and why I'll rest when I'm successful is a terrible strategy. We're going to talk about wellness, self care, and how to be selfish. And we're going to talk about why life coaching actually works. Not in a salesy way, but in a here's what it actually does and why it's different from just reading articles online kind of way. Basically, we're going to talk about all the real, messy, uncomfortable stuff that people deal with but don't always talk about. And we're going to do it with some humor because life is hard enough without taking everything so seriously. So, here's what makes this channel different from the thousand other self help channels out there. First, I'm not going to sell you a fantasy. I'm not going to promise that your life will be perfect if you just follow my 5-step system. Life is messy, growth is messy, change is messy, and anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. What I will promise is honesty, real talk about what actually works and what doesn't. Second, I'm not going to give you generic advice that works for nobody. Every video is going to be rooted in understanding that people are different. What works for one person might not work for you, and that's okay. We're going to talk about how to figure out what works for your brain, your life, your situation. Third, I'm not going to pretend I have it all figured out because I don't. Nobody does. But I do know how to help people get unstuck. I do know how to ask the right questions, and I do know what it takes to actually create change. Fourth, and this is important, I'm going to be real about when you need more than YouTube videos. Sometimes you need therapy. Sometimes you need medical intervention. Sometimes you need actual one on one support. And I'm going to tell you that because my job isn't to keep you watching videos forever. My job is to actually help you. If that means pointing you towards resources that aren't me, I'm going to do that. This channel is about giving you tools, perspective, and hopefully some laughs along the way. But if you need more than that, I'm going to be honest about it. So here's how to actually get value from this channel. First, subscribe, obviously, but also turn on notifications so you actually see when new videos come out. Second, don't just watch. Actually think about what applies to you. Take notes if that's your thing. But more importantly, implement something, because information without action is just entertainment. And if you're here, I'm guessing you want actual change, not just something to watch while you eat lunch. Third, leave comments, ask questions, tell me what you're struggling with, what you want to hear about. This channel is for you. So tell me what would actually be helpful. Fourth, share the videos that resonate with you. There's probably someone in your life who needs to hear this stuff too. And fifth, if you realize you need more than videos, reach out. I offer free clarity calls where we can talk about what you're dealing with and whether coaching is right for you. The link is always in the description. No pressure, no sales pitch, just a conversation. Because at the end of the day, videos are great, but real change usually requires real support. So that's the welcome. That's what this channel is about. That's what you can expect from me. Real talk, practical strategies, some humor, and a lot of honesty about what it actually takes to change your life. If that sounds good to you, welcome. I'm really glad you're here. If you're ready to stop just watching videos and actually work on making changes, I'd love to talk. You can book a free clarity call through the link in the description, or just head to my website at michellelincoaching.org. And if you're not ready for that yet, that's totally fine. Stick around, watch the videos, get what you need from them. And when you're ready for more, I'm here. So thanks for being here. Thanks for taking the time to invest in yourself, even if it's just watching a YouTube video. That's still something, and something is always better than nothing. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, be kind to yourself. You're doing better than you think you are, even if it doesn't feel like it right now.